Hey guys, how's it going? Is the great Randy Chavez or the real Randy Chavez? I get my names confused sometimes. Anyway, I'm coming at you today for two different reasons. One is going to be my thoughts on Tesla and the stock market, and the other is Pokemon. We'll dive right into Pokemon. This is just going to be thoughts on not just gold stars for the legendary beasts. Legendary beasts for gold stars, they're not as rare as Neo Revelation. They might be a little bit more sought after. They might be a little bit prettier, maybe, some people's opinions, but they are, in fact, much more sought after, and they are worth a little bit more. Now, there are more than 100 PSA 10 copies for the Gold Stars, for each of the legendary beasts, Suicune, Raikou, and Entei. And they still sell for, I'm going to say, $600 each, about. And the reason I say that is because you see all three of them get sold in a bundle for about $1,700. And you could probably get the same amount for the Neo Revelation first edition PSA 9s. First edition PSA 9s for Neo Revelation for those legendary beasts are about $500 to $600 each, because you can get, again, same thing, like $1,900, $2,000 for all three of them. And there's an Entei on auction right now. It ends in about a day. That you have the first edition PSA 9 from the Neo Revelation set, and that may very well get $600. Might very well get $450. I don't know. I do know that privately one had sold, not an Entei, all three legendary beasts from Neo Revelation first edition PSA 9 hollows. They sold for about $1,500 about a month ago. The only two other bundles that you could find with those are $1,950 and $2,000 for those. So I think those are probably good, fair market value. And again, in 2 years, if someone's going to be able to ask you for that, they'll have to pay a huge premium because those numbers are going to go up. Now, the PSA 10s for the first edition Neo Revs, two of those beasts, Suicune and Raikou, have 29 PSA 10 copies, and Entei has 30. I might be mixing them up, but the max is 30 PSA 10 copies. Exceedingly rare. Those should be valued, I think, at probably about $4,000 to $5,000 each. And if you can get those, fucking get them. Again, this is just my opinion, but they are stupid rare. Any WotC Hollow first edition PSA 10 under 50 copies is serious collector money. People will be throwing around that some people just don't sell. Like, again, money means different things to different people. That was annoying me. There's no like. Okay, anyway, different things to different people, and if you have these items that are so rare, these are not like stocks, not like Tesla stocks. That even though they cost $820 per stock, you're always going to be able to buy more. You're always going to be able to. There are millions and millions of those stocks. There's so few of these. The fact that you can get these unique pieces of artwork that you can look at, give you joy for this small amount of money. Again, a couple $1,000. There's 30 copies. You can buy one, and you will have 3% of the entire PSA 10 market for that card. Ridiculous. So that's what I'm saying. For those gold stars, like I said, you could buy, two and have more than 1%, but it's, gold stars are sold out because they're gold stars, but those first edition PSA 10 legendary beasts from Neo Rev, severely undervalued. And I think the PSA 9s are undervalued as well. That being said, moving on to Tesla and what I'm thinking about. Again, this is just my opinion. This is just what I'm doing. I'm not telling anyone else to do it, but I work in the world of finance. I have these. I know how to read things. I know how to read balance sheets. That's what I get, profit and loss. I know how to read companies, and especially what people buy, what they do, and data collection. I've said it before for Illumina, and Illumina, you have data collection that you have just people getting blood taken. They get their genetic code read, they get their DNA read, and they find out what's wrong with it. And Illumina will take this information and say, all right, you need to do this, this, and this. They'll hand it off to a company called CRISPR. CRISPR can edit their genes, but Illumina has the data collection on humans. Square is the same thing. Square has been a phenomenal company throughout this entire pandemic shutdown, because not only, a lot of people, I think 1 out of every 10 households, there's so many millions of people in this country that don't have a bank account because they can't afford any. They can't afford to have a minimum balance in there. And it's annoying to go to the bank, to go and deposit a check, to go and to get money out so you don't have to pay fees at an ATM. Square doesn't have that. Square will give you a routing and an account number and a debit card, and they will give you they'll give you direct deposit. You can buy fractional shares. You can buy Bitcoin. You can't do that with normal banks. So and again, they'll do that with minimum amounts of money. And banks, in order to give loans, they have to say, okay, we need to read your bank statements, we need to pull your credit, which makes credit go down. Square will be like, okay, based on your transactions and based on the amount of volumes coming in, average daily balance, we'll approve you for this much. Right then and there. And that's what I do. I give loans, and that's what I say, okay, bank statements, this, all right, done. Because big banks don't help people. They just don't. They don't help normal everyday people. Like Citibank, they do not help with the PPP. They don't help people and part of it's not the workers' fault. They just... One second, guys. I'll be there in 3 minutes. Somebody else in the household did something. Train of thought. There is things that Citibank's workers can't do because of so much red tape. And the idea that these banks are going to be around forever is just not the idea. There's millions and millions of people that Square is helping out. And where do you think people are going to go? They're the big, giant 1% institution that is just not helping them out, or Square, which helps them out when they're down, in the time of need, helping up PPP loans, doing everything. And as great as these companies are, as much as I personally invest in Square and Illumina, I want to sell them to buy more Tesla. There's a stock called VOO, it's a Vanguard ETF, tracks the S&P 500. That is widely known as one of the safest stocks that you'll get about 8% a year from. I'm a little down in it right now, and I don't have a lot in it. I have like $2,900 in it, but yeah, and that's what most of my stocks, except for Tesla. But everyone, and even Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, the god of value investing, will say that the best thing to probably do is to just buy a VOO, buy Vanguard, and let that grow. And that's good advice. You most likely will receive gains from that every year, minus this year's pandemic. But Tesla is so freaking out there, while every other major household names like GE, GM, Ford, BMW, Chrysler are struggling through this pandemic. Tesla is thriving. They're building onto their Shanghai Gigafactory. Their Berlin Gigafactory in Germany is being built at twice the rate at what Shanghai was. Shanghai, from the time the local company started to the time of leveling the ground, took them 11 months, which is unprecedented. That was Berlin's doing that in 5.5 months. They are going nuts. Tesla's about to open Giga Texas, or about to announce Giga Texas, and Alameda County is saying that, hey, we can't, we're not going to let you guys open until June. So Elon Musk is taking the company, says, you know what, we're not going to be here anymore. They're suing, and I am taking VOO, the one that the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, probably the foremost person on investing gods, and invest in, and I am selling my shares in VOO, and I'm buying more Tesla, because the growth on Tesla is unmatched. The growth and potential of, again, their data collection of everyone that's using their self-driving with all safety features engaged, that have drove millions and millions of miles from them. They're collecting all that data. They're getting full self-driving. The amount that this stock will reach in the next 5 to 10 years is hitherto undreamt of. I don't believe that you're going to find a better value anywhere else. That's a sure bet. And again, nothing's a sure bet. The stock could go to zero. Something horrible could happen. Elon Musk could be assassinated. We could have World War III, nukes dropping. No one's going to give a fuck about electric cars. That's where I'm putting my money. That's just what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting you do it. That's just, and by all means, I will talk to you later.